Today is May 30th. The Yankees and the Dodgers face off. So we've brought in Rob Lowe, Dodgers fan extraordinaire. Preview the series a little bit. Talking Yanks with old John Boy J. And Rob Lowe, as I said. Rob Lowe of Parks and Rec, of literally Rob Lowe Podcast.
Yeah.
Been a guest on it once. Rob Lowe of The Floor.
Wayne's World.
Good one.
Thank you.
Great pull. Wayne's World. And he's got a new horror film, Bleecker Street, called The Third Parent.
He's excited about it.
What he's most excited about, Dodgers baseball.
Yeah, James Peeps, you could tell that he has I think he comes across a lot of people that don't have a baseball outlet. So when he's with us and he sees us as baseball guys, he wants to yuck. So we do Yanks Dodgers. We do a little throw the Orioles under the bus sesh, and then we come back to some more Yanks Dodgers.
Yeah, he just wants to talk about the league a little bit.
Yeah.
There's some Soto there if you're looking for blood.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with Soto? The only thing I didn't get to tell him that I will share as my preview for the series very quickly. Game 1 tonight, look out for the pickoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Dodgers have been picked off by a lefty pitcher the most in baseball. The Yankees are starting a lefty pitcher. His name is Max Fried. He has picked off runners the most in baseball. So let's just do that.
If Max Fried chooses to let anyone on,
I
think he lets someone on early to pick them off, and then he just cuts it off. Yeah.
I checked DraftKings to see if they had there will be a pickoff in this game. They didn't. Maybe
at least
California has more stuff sometimes. So if you're a Dodgers fan, check it out. So here's Rob Lowe. Literally.
Oh, I was thinking of you guys the other day because what did I want to see your breakdown of? What just happened in baseball that was next level? There have been a couple things. I mean, the Bryce Harper getting beaned.
Yeah. A lot of ejections. They ramped up. I think all the managers got fired, and the rest of them were like, oh, shit.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know.
Javi Baez.
The season's starting to become a little more real. That Baez one's wild. I don't know what he says, but he's like climbing his teammates to get to the umpire.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. You got a lot of good content to be making.
Yeah, it's nonstop. Getting to these summer months, and it gets crazy.
It's definitely starting to feel real. I mean, tonight, as you know, we got the big rematch, Dodger Stadium. I'm already thinking about when I have to leave to fight the traffic to get into Dodger Stadium. It's the only downside to Dodger Stadium, and it's a big one. But once, and I realize the key is just go really early and just watch batting practice. Don't have any hassle. It's great. It's so much better than trying to be cute about it. And you miss Shohei hammering the first pitch out, for a home run, which is what's going to happen.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
We were thinking, this series isn't important to us. It's just another ball game.
For you guys?
Yeah.
You got to show that you can catch the baseball.
This team can, we think.
No, you guys can. You're so much better this year, right? Like that Achilles, such as it was, you 100% fixed. And Judge now back in right field where he belongs, and all of it. I think you guys are. You're definitely you're playing like the better team right now because the Dodgers have some very serious pitching issues the bullpen has not been good.
Did you see that? Did you see that stat? Like $106 million on the IL. The Dodgers have more money on the IL and their pitchers than it was like 10 other franchises have total or something like that.
And look, I'm deeply embedded in the and I'm always like, what is it? What's going on? Because it feels like it happens more to us than anybody else. Is there some change we can? I just don't know. I mean, Oral Hershiser was saying the other day that it's just, it's not anything you guys don't already know, but it's the velocity, the spin rates, and how hard these guys work in the off season.
And the Dodgers have that mindset that the Rays have, and like you thought all of baseball was going to take it, but a lot of other teams are kind of going away from it, where 4 good innings is better than 4 shutout innings is better than 7, 3 runs. And I think a lot of teams are saying, we'd like a guy to like be around, because the 4 innings of as hard as you can is leading to crazy injuries. Where like if you go 7 innings, you got to tinker with it a little bit.
So do you think in the days when, like, I don't know, I'm going way back, I'm thinking about like the Cincinnati Reds, Big Red Machine, like Jack Bellingham would get up and throw 9 complete innings and do 22 starts a year. You mean to tell me that he was picking his points to throw at 100%?
Yes, I think now it's every pitch, everything you got, and it's a problem because it's getting so many guys hurt, and once you get hurt, that's the biggest indicator of getting hurt again for pitchers. And then I think going back to those days, like that's why they had spring training. That you kind of mentioned it, and I hadn't thought about it too much. But in the off season, that is now a pitcher's opportunity to improve. They get in front of the machine, and they're like, "Oh, how do I throw my curveball harder?" When Jack Bellingham used to drink beers, rest, and then show up middle of February and really be like, "All right, here's 10, here's 20." Crazy.
Jack Bellingham, just for those that don't know who Jack Bellingham is, 40 games started. In 1973, he started 40 games and had 16 complete games to a 3.04 ERA. Finished 4th in the Cy Young. Tom Seaver.
Good.
Was 36 games started, 18 complete games.
What?
2.08 ERA.
What?
It's a different sport.
Yeah, I also think there was much less quality hitters back then because defense was a real priority. Like if you were a glove in the infield, they didn't care how light your bat was. Where
That's right.
You've seen now these last couple of years, there's some positions where you carry your bat, you drag your glove, they don't care. Like this is worthwhile.
Yeah, it was exactly the opposite. I mean, the great that run of, obviously there were the Ozzie Smiths and the outliers, but man, usually your shortstop could not hit. They just couldn't hit in those days, but they could catch anything.
Yeah.
Right now, shortstop is a hitting position. It's like it's wild. It does ebb and flow a little bit, but right now we're in the midst of like a really positive hitting position from all shortstops.
Let me ask you a question. If you had to pick the Dodgers making a big move at the deadline, who do you think? Do we get a third baseman from? Do we get what's his flipping face from Boston?
Oh wow, you're trying to pillage the Red Sox. Now you're speaking our language. No, you guys don't have places to improve. Like you just need guys to get healthy, right? You're gonna kick Muncy out.
No, I love Max, and Max is doing great.
He's picked it up.
He's picked it up. And listen, he was 11 consecutive bases in the playoffs. So he's a guy who can carry you.
You guys are so good.
See, I'm greedy.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. That's the right way to be.
Greedy. How? What do you think, Judge? Who do you think? You're gonna say Judge. Shohei and Judge finished with how many home runs this year? Would you say?
I mean, Judge is on a crazy pace.
They both are.
I think like the downside of Judge without injury, because that's a bummer to predict an injury.
Oh.
So like if they'd stay healthy, I think the lowest I could see Judge would be like 55. I can't see him having a spell bad enough to where he doesn't get to like 55.
Jesus.
Right? I don't know the math on it, but he's at 18 through 55 games.
No, it's insane. Let me ask you this. If you'd asked me at the beginning of the season, would Shohei pitch this year? I would say it's 50-50 at best. I now think he's almost certainly going to pitch this year.
It's in your head.
I think I just did the calculator, and I think Judge is on pace for 55 homers, which I didn't, or 54. He's averaging a home run every 3 games.
But he hasn't gone like nuts yet. Like Shohei's kind of going nuts right now, and that's what he does. Yeah, they're both freaks. And that's where Shohei pitching, In my head, he's pitching because I don't bet against the freaks. And like,
Do you know that we discovered this week when we got to actually see him pitch out on the road. We did that simulated 22 pitch game, that he has developed at least one new pitch that he didn't have previously.
why
Can you
not?
imagine?
Oh, did you see it? It's like it's a screwball.
He embarrassed that.
He's calling
Which teammate was that? It ended up like a foot off
Yeah,
the plate,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
what he do?
Yeah,
He does his thing.
Yeah.
he's calling it some reverse slider. It's really just like a power change or like a screwball-esque changeup. It did have crazy movement.
Yes.
Absolutely unbelievable.
I guess it's better. I was worried about him stealing so many bases last year. I just didn't want him to get injured. I didn't think it's worth it for a base. Like I wouldn't have sent him them. I just don't want to see him go. I mean, as you know, anything can happen. But I guess pitching is different, right? Because he was injured for 2 years and crushed it as a DH. I just want that guy healthy. I want to like wrap him in bubble wrap.
We know the feeling. We want you guys to change your right field wall. We lost a season.
I remember that.
Broke Judge's toe. So we're kind of still mad about that.
I was watching that game. That was a great play. I love that he went for it. I have to say, I mean, I've always loved Aaron Judge. I love him. I love him, always have. But he's sold out, as they say, for sure.
He came back after that year and said, I'm not playing defense hard anymore. It's not worthwhile.
Did he?
Yeah, not in the words I used.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
No, but it makes sense.
Well, he did more of a PA, PR, but it was that, and he did. Like, his Judge's defensive metrics, and anyone listening that isn't a Yankees fan will just say, you're just a biased Yankees fan, but his defensive metric declined in the last couple of years because in the regular season, he doesn't go all out. Now, he did drop that easy ball in the World Series. He also ran one back at the track earlier in that game. That was like a nice play. Yeah. And in the regular season, I don't know if he does that. And I
talked to I ran into A-Rod recently. I was like, we were talking about Yankees, obviously. I was like, walk me through how that fifth inning happens. Mm. And he was like, dude, you never know when the pressure is going to get you. And without a doubt, it was them getting tight. 100%. They just got tight. And you can get tight on where you get tight is on the easy plays. The hard plays, there's no expectation. You're like, I hope I get this. And then on the easy plays, like if you get the yips, it's like missing a 2-foot putt. Like that's where the yips get you. The yips don't get you on the 35-footers.
That play, I spent so much time breaking it down and looking at all the comps. And like the Judge is just he looked at the runner. If you wanted to give credit to, I think it was Kike on first or Mookie.
Kike, yeah.
Took like a huge secondary lead. I bet was yelling or something. And Judge's eyes looked he wanted to double him up.
There's that one last glance.
One last clip. And then Jazz is playing third. Volpe spikes that one at his feet. But I watched all the other like third basemen when they set up. And a lot set up with their right foot on third, their left foot in the outfield. And the target up high. Like, I watched a lot of third basemen, how they give that shortstop a target. And Jazz, I'm not blaming Jazz because he doesn't play the position. But there are, like, these really little nuances to the sport that we don't even notice. Right. And maybe if Volpe turns and sees the glove way up here, his throw is a little higher and doesn't spike it. And then the Rizzo and Cole one is just, I blame Rizzo because Cole's exhausted at that point. His teammates let him down. I think Rizzo needs to... like, at least have the urgency to be like, I'll get you out of this. Yeah. Cole's pitching way too long. Like, he's on his 30th pitch. Maybe not 30. I don't know what it was. I will say that those were all kind of excusable and, like, baseball's weird. Yeah. Game one is when the Yankees lost it via the usual suspects. Soto turned an out into a triple and a double into a triple. And then Glaber didn't catch the ball getting thrown in, which let Ohtani go to third. And then Ohtani scores the go-ahead run or tying run. Like that was what we watched all season. Was how the Glaber, Ohtani, and Rizzo on the right side. It was the worst right side defense I'd ever watched a full season of in my life.
That's a problem. You're going to get exposed. Well, let me ask you. We talked about this when I was with you guys a few weeks ago. I'm just flummoxed by the Orioles. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
Sadness. Yeah. It's sadness.
It's such a bummer. They're such a fun team. Love the uniforms. I wish they were. I just don't understand. I just don't. And did they fire the manager? Am I imagining?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
manager. Manager.
He's been playing so bad.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one who didn't open up the checkbook to go and actually take the team to the next level. And they're knocking on the door, beating on the door.
They didn't get any pitching. They had such a surplus of talent, and the nature of young prospects is they don't work out. So when they got like 2 good years out of some of these kids, I think the Dodgers, the Rays, the Brewers, they go ahead and they flip. You say you got 4 prospects that are working out in their rookie and sophomore campaign. I think the good teams are going to go ahead and take one of those at least and flip them for depth in a pitching or an area of need, a different area of need. They never did that, nor complemented and spent the free agent money. You know, the Dodgers will spend the free agent money to complement. The Brewers will take the surplus and trade for depth at the other side of the ball. And they didn't do anything. They were just like, this is going to work and everything's going to work. And it was like, you still have to manage, GM the team.
How do the Seattle Mariners toil in such obscurity? How does that?
By design.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Their GM came out and said, we want to win. What was the percentage? 50.
Like 54%.
They want to win 54% of games.
That's their goal.
That's their goal.
Think about that.
Not over a 10-year period, win 54% of your games.
Like when the Dodgers clubhouse first heard the Mariners say, our goal is to win 54% of their games. Like, how do you think that went over?
Oh, my God.
The Dodgers were probably like, great, more teams like that. That helps us out.
Can you imagine? But then they're always kind of there at the end of the year. Like,
they're there and they're not.
Right.
It's a tough franchise. I got into, try to stay out of the Twitter, like actual beefy stuff.
Yeah.
I got into a Julio Rodriguez debate because he's very good, but he was looking like he was going to be star of the league. And now he's not necessarily that. He's still good. So it was a debate if he's a star, which I'm now regretting that I was on Twitter debating that with people, but it was good to feel anything.
You don't need to be on Twitter debating anything from Seattle.
Well, they're feisty bunch.
Worry about.
So one of their fans actually had a great reply. He's like, Julio Rodriguez is the perfect Seattle Mariners. He has moments of brilliance that he's the 0-1 Mariners. A lot of the times he's just kind of there. And I was like, damn, like that's some Mariners like core energy.
That's core energy. Let me ask you this. I love getting a free shot on goal with you guys. What is going on with Juan Soto? What do you make of it? I know it's a huge, like obviously everybody's talking about it.
There's something mechanical that's way different. Like, so mood, temperament, I don't know. He's not doing on the mood and the temperament. Here's my thoughts. He's not doing the shuffle. That's real weird to me. He started doing it recently a couple times, but for the first 6 weeks, I mean, he's been telling us since he was 19 that this is what he does to gain confidence, give himself confidence, and use it as ammo against the pitcher to make them uncomfortable. When he was on the Yankees, every reliever that came in, he shuffled that kid's ass right in his face, right away, and was like, well, you're new to that mound. This is my box. And so for him not to be doing that is really weird to me.
Why would he not? Why would you make?
They've asked him, and his answer was, "It'll come when it feels right."
Yeah, he's like, I got to be you have to be in a special zone for that to happen, and it's like, well, you're kind of now admitting you're not there.
In a special zone, and he didn't do it every at bat when he was on the Yankees. I know that's true, but he did do it rather often. I would think once a game, or at least 2-3 times a series. But his swing is 2 miles per hour slower.
Ooh,
it's
that's a lot.
A lot. It's the third biggest loss in baseball on speed. And then his max swing is way slower. So when he's taking his biggest swing, it's way slower. And his swing is shorter. It's something the Mets as a team are all doing. Their new coach is cutting out strikeouts, shorter in the zone swing. I would not coach Soto. And then his launch angle is way different. So it's slower swing, which is leading to a different launch angle. Those line drives at the infield's feet that squirt through are now two hopping into their glove, and he's grounding out. His still numbers are good, but like that swing
They're
difference.
coming down. His last 16 games, 119 batting average, 396 OPS. Juan Soto, that's like his whole thing. When he slumps, it's like, oh, he's still getting on base at a 340 clip because he's that guy. Like, this doesn't happen with him. It's weird. It's weird.
What do you think is the what's his name? My man Crow-Armstrong over in Chicago.
He's a
Hollywood baseball royalty. Do you know that?
Hollywood baseball royalty, man. I love that. You don't see like sons of actors from the Valley. Like crushing it like that.
Who's the other one?
Giolito.
Giolito.
Right?
Giolito's mom was an actress.
Really?
Yes.
What's her name? We had to pull up her name. We got to see if we know her.
I'll finish off Pete Crow-Armstrong. He's unreal, and I don't know if you've met him. He's like, for a kid, he's 23 now. He's like sensei level, like just comfortable with who he is. And like, I think some people see like he was doing the blue hair, and I don't know, we all get old, and you're like, oh, all right, guy. He's like not that guy at all, and he's incredible because you don't see the guys that do everything. Like, that's not baseball. He does everything.
Yeah, he does everything.
Giolito's mom, you're going to know a lot of these names, actually. Like, she's got some big names. The Ring, that was a huge movie.
Yes.
Horror movie. Collateral Damage.
Yep.
Dead Heat.
Yep.
And Shark. Those are her top four. One episode of Shark.
What's her name?
Oh, sorry, I didn't say it. It's Lindsay Frost.
Lindsay Frost. I'm sure I know. I mean, those are big credits.
Yeah. And I believe his dad not invented video games, right?
Whoa.
Imagine his dad invented video games.
No, he didn't. No, not in. Sorry. Those are two separate thoughts. He invented, or he's very involved in video.
Okay. Hey, what should we be looking for from the Dodgers? Do they feel different from last year at all?
They had great chemistry last year. It's even better this year.
Okay.
I would say that DFAing Chris Taylor and Austin Barnes is very significant. I don't know what it means, but it's got to mean something.
Okay.
And one would think it would be lighting a fire under those whom could benefit with a little heat on their ass.
Because those are kind of like those complementary players. Like Chris Taylor was huge for a couple seasons. And
by the way, both beloved. These guys are both beloved in the clubhouse and beloved by the fans.
So
but underperforming.
Yeah, but that's sometimes those guys are allowed to underperform because of the cohesion and the unity on like, I'm going to use it in air quotes, but like dynasty or like prestige teams. The Yankees brought back Luis Soho, not because they needed his skills. Or am I talking about Soho? Did he go to the Pirates? Or am I talking about
Soho? I don't think. Did he leave and come back?
Yeah, he went to the Pirates, right? So Luis Soho.
Yeah.
It was Bernie Williams' wife went to Cashman and said, "You need to bring the Sohos back. Like the bus ride, the team is not the same. Like they were such a force in the personal and the galvanization, and they brought him back. So sometimes you need those clubhouse guys."
Well, that's why what's so great is our clubhouse guy actually also balls out, Teoscar Hernandez, and I'm so glad we signed him in the offseason. I love him, and I think he. Around the league and in terms of fans, people might not be paying as much attention to him as they should, because I kind of feel like as he goes, so goes the team. And then the other thing, obviously, to look out for is, Mookie starting to put it all together. He's at a little bit of a slow start, and we've been doing what we've been doing almost really with Mookie playing. If he can play at a 10, he's been playing at a 5, and that's going to be when he puts it together, which he will, because he's just an amazing player. Like it's going to be. I feel good about us. I mean, I think, and you guys are for sure better. So let's just hope neither one of our teams shits the bed
Oh.
in a short series that matters, and we'll see each other in October.
You talked about your bullpen struggling. You got a lot of lefties. The Yankees, Judge and Goldy. Like Tanner Scott has blown 3 of his last 5.
Yep.
I'm kind of itching for him to get into a game against the top of the order because that, not itching, like it would just be a moment. Like sometimes closers come in and I'm like,
right,
there's no way this happens. But it's kind of set up where if he's facing Judge and Goldy, they're the 2 best at versus lefty relievers in a landslide. Like Goldy has an OPS of a 2.3 against lefty relievers.
But Goldy murders us.
Oh, I like that even more.
He's playing out of his mind right now.
He historically murders us. And so, yeah, how sick will that be? That's really true because we don't want. I mean, Scott right now needs a timeout. He needs to go sit with his thoughts for a while.
So who's in the trust tree out of the bullpen for you guys?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, okay, I like that.
I mean, I don't know.
The Yankees only have 3 of the 10 or 9 starters. Only 3 played in the World Series last year as starters. There's a lot. I was thinking about that. There's a lot of turnovers. Just Judge, Volpe, and Wells. Everyone else is new.
That's insane,
right? It feels like we're, especially going back to, we were introduced to the Yankees in the 90s that we're trading back for our bench guy. That baseball just moves so fast now with how quick. Like Jazz should be on that. He's hurt and he'll be coming back
Jazz
next
is
series.
The caveat.
But it is crazy.
Verdugo's gone, Soto's gone, Glaber's gone, Rizzo's
gone. What did you guys make of Verdugo as a player? I've heard so many different things about him. I'm just curious. I was sort of surprised that he was gone. But what do you?
He was good in the outfield and left field, which the Yankees struggled to find someone who could play well in the big Yankee Stadium left field. First month, he hit really well. After that, the next 5 months, he broke the record for ground outs to the right side of the infield and for double plays, one of those 2.
It feels like he needs to get with the right hitting coach because he makes contact pretty well, but he was just hammering it into the ground.
Interesting. See, that's the stuff you don't know unless you're following a team like it's your team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We were shocked that he was the starting left fielder in September in the playoffs. Like they had so many options to test out other people. Jazz could have played left field. Oswaldo Cabrera could have played left field. Yeah. Dominguez could have played left field. Grisham could have played left field. And they just hard-nosed, hard-pressed. Nope, he's our left fielder. And we were kind of like, why?
Well, the Dodger fans are feeling that way a little about Michael Conforto. Although he had a home run the other night, but he hasn't put it all together yet. And when he does, I mean, can you imagine if there's a lot of people who haven't put it together yet, and we're still playing great, and when everybody if we all get healthy at the same time, it's gonna be lights out. Well, it'll be like it was for the first month of the season. You remember what that freight train was like.
Yeah.
Does anyone in the division scare you?
I wouldn't want to. We're not going to be in a situation to do it, but I wouldn't want to face, the Padres in a 1-game series. But they can't do anything in a series. Those guys are like they can't. God bless them. God bless their cotton socks.
That's the little brother. That's brutal.
You know what I mean? No, the answer is no.
You might be a 2 wild card team because the Rockies are going to give you guys 10 wins apiece. Much like the White Sox made the AL Central a 2 wild card team, or maybe they.
I would be shocked if it wasn't. Wouldn't you? At this point?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it sucks.
Where are you guys at with Cody Bellinger? Is it like a standing ovation when he comes back? Is it like, Cody's back?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back. People always love Cody. I mean, Dodger fans. The only former player that they've ever booed, as far as I can tell, when he came back was Manny Machado. and people like Cody, I mean, he was such a big part of it, and he's SoCal beloved. He's beloved
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Rockies
He's worked
don't have
out.
2 wins against one team yet.
They haven't won a series.
I know. The
Say that
team
again?
the Rockies don't have 2 wins against one team yet. They haven't won a series. The only team they've played the Phillies twice. They lost all 7. And they played the Padres and the Giants twice, and they got swept 1 time each. So they've had chances.
Wouldn't you think in when analytics are so important that if you know you're playing in a stadium that I could hit a home run in, that you could build a team specifically designed for that and mollywop people?
Unfortunately, you can't get Jake started on this topic, nor me, because we've been saying this for years. Like, they have apparently they have the smallest analytics team, or for a while didn't even have one, and then it was like 2 guys in a room.
I think Jimmy, this is a passionate topic for me. Jimmy said their analytics department is 2 guys and an iPad, and I think that's eerily close to what it is.
Yeah, that's what people say. And yeah, they have a chance to build a team specifically for them that no other team could, and truly have, get pitchers that throw fastballs and 2 seams, because Lance Lynn was always great in Colorado, I think, and don't get breaking ball and slider pitchers.
Know how there's the generic, like, people should go to college like in their 30s because they'd actually like care about learning, and if I did that, it would be how to make the Colorado Rockies good. It's the bane of my existence. The fact they haven't tried stuff. Have an all home run hitting team. Maybe it's brilliant. Maybe they dominate. Have guys that only throw sinkers and have them hit it into the ground. They don't try, and it's, as I think for a lot of these teams, it usually ends up with the owner, which, again, it's great to be a Dodgers fan there, that the Rockies, they run a great business. The baseball comes after. And why wouldn't you try stuff? Try anything.
Dude, the Dodger ownership wants to win so badly all the time. And literally fireworks coming out of their skulls when they don't. And willing to put their money where their mouth there. It's the best by far. There's no ownership that even remotely comes close in any sport.
Yeah, I think there's been rivals along the way, but right now,
at times there have been. Yes. I mean, look, George Steinbrenner.
George and I don't know. Cuban was pretty.
Boston
invested.
had a really good run for a little bit.
Yeah.
What's happened there?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes they thrive. Like their chaos and even their best years, they called themselves idiots. They took shots of whiskey in the clubhouse. Like, they thrive on that element. It's just it's a tough thing to have and be stable.
The Mookie curse.
The Mookie. Yeah. I mean, the problem is baseball is always better when there really is a rivalry between you guys and the Red Sox. It's the best thing.
We thought this was going to be the year.
We thought it was going to happen a couple years ago too, and it hasn't. Like, it has never felt like 2003, 2004, and they still try to market it like the biggest rivalry in sports. It's not close.
No, it's not close. By the way, I know I got to say, I love the Boston version of Walker Buehler. Loving it.
I thought they had a good offseason. I liked Walker Buehler's fit. I liked Bregman's fit. I thought they were going to get a little identity there in team.
Yeah. Walker, I loved Walker. He was a buddy of mine when he was here. And he is a bad man. I love him, and I loved him getting tossed the other day. That was great.
Oh, that was awesome.
He was one of our first interviews, and it was funny seeing his personality of like the calm, cool, collected, but also ready to sting you with a one-liner. Like, he's on it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a beast.
Yeah.
I love him. He's one I miss. I miss him. He out of all of the guys that, have come, the Corey Seagers, and there have been big names that the Dodgers have moved on from and parted ways. It's always been amicable, but that's the one for me that I really miss. I miss Walker hugely.
We got to start wrapping up, but I would be so upset if I did not finish reading Lucas Giolito's family tree to you, because it is insane. I've had this Wikipedia for a while. So he's the son of actress Lindsay Frost and video game producer Rick Giolito. His maternal grandfather, Warren Frost, was an actor. And his paternal grandfather, Silvio Giolito, two-time Olympic fencer.
Whoa.
And his brother, Casey Giolito, is an actor. His uncle, Mark Frost, novelist, and co-produced Twin Peaks with David Lynch.
I know Mark Frost. Yeah, that makes, oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And
yeah,
another uncle, Scott Frost, is also a writer. That's just crazy.
Those like creative, like people always talk about the actors and their kids are these prodigies and it never really pans out. You know what I mean? It's like this one did.
Yeah. That's an insane thing.
I've got a weird one for you. You know, it's LA. If you're in the suite, who's like the dream? You walk in there and you're like, let's go. Like, is it Magic in there? Like, yeah. What celebs would you walk into the suite and be like, oh, this is going to be an awesome game?
Well, first of all, I love the suite, but I try to avoid it. I want to be in the seats.
Okay.
I always want to be in the seats. But sometimes I am in the suite. And I mean, the all-time best was Vin Scully. That was the all-time best out. When after he retired, he would be in the suite. And have I told you this story? My Vin Scully. Have I told you this story?
I'm trying to think because you did Talkin Baseball with us in 2020, and I think there was a Vin Scully story, but I don't know if it was this one. But either way,
if I told it, I'll make it briefer. But it was the year they were extending the netting along all the stadiums farther down the first and third lines, and fans were irate. And we were all talking about, well, I think I got killed here once. I'm like, that's a wife. Nobody's ever killed in Dodger Stadium. And then it occurred to me, Vin Scully was sitting with me. I said, Mr. Scully, has there ever been anybody killed at Dodger Stadium? And he looked at me and he paused, and then it was like somebody turned the radio on. He goes, it was the second game of a twilight doubleheader, and a young boy from Anaheim was sitting in the first base line. Manny Mota hit a sharp foul ball. The boy was immediately knocked unconscious. He was taken out of the stadium to a standing ovation. He died on the way to Anaheim.
There's layers to that.
Here's the one, too.
Yeah, it was, and here's the one, too. Yeah. I once had Leo DeRocher in the box with me. That was pretty fun. Wow. And we were arguing whether they were Pedro Guerrero that year had been on the DL forever, and the game was a tight game in the bottom of the ninth, and you could DH for somebody clearly, and Guerrero had just come off the DL. And like, you think we got to bring Guerrero? And he goes, no, son, we would never do that. You don't want to bring a guy off the DL in a pressure situation. That'll never happen. And he gets up to leave. They go, now batting Pedro Guerrero. I go, Leo! my finest moment as a Dodger fan.
So you going all three games?
Don't think so. Because I live in Santa Barbara, and it's a brutal, brutal, brutal commitment. So I try to work it around days when I'm in LA, and I save the coming to the stadium specifically just for super, super important games. So I think I'm just going to be at opening night tonight.
All right. Well,
who do we got going? Who's on the mound? I haven't even checked.
Max Fried tonight. So if you guys get to him, that would be a bit of a sting for us because he's just been unbelievable. Game 2, young William Warren. Where if you guys don't get to him,
he's good.
That'd be a sting for you guys, I think.
If you do hit, he's a young man that if he pitches good in this game, he's like a top young pitcher in baseball. If you guys knock him around a little bit, it's like, he's not ready. Crazy. That's his career.
Interesting. Okay. That's it. I think I think this is an important series. We can pretend all we want that it isn't, but I think it is. It's more important for you guys than us.
A little bit for the guys that need redemption and just to scratch that itch, and for the fans.
Dude, Aaron Judge might just go absolutely ballistic. He might go. I might four-finger him every time he comes up.
They just did that in Anaheim. The only problem is the game started at 10 o'clock to 9 o'clock, so a lot of East Coast people will be sleepy.
It is really a brutal thing. It is
hard to get juiced up for when you're that tired on a Friday night. And all the young people are laughing at me, but I would be so tired tonight.
Oh, 100%.
I have a nap scheduled on my calendar today just so I can stay awake for it.
I'll let you go do it. Go get your nap.
I appreciate joining us.
Yep.
3 good games. That's what we need. Nice, tight, fun games. Grow the game.
That's what we want. We want the Stars to do their thing on both sides of the field.
It would be nice if you guys just like drop an easy one.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too. Bye, guys.
Good chatting. There you have it. Talking Ball with Rob Lowe. Go check out everything he's got going on. Hopefully the Dodgers drop one. Subscribe, comment. Tell all your other celebrity friends that are baseball fans. They should come do series previews with us. Paul Rudd playing the Royals soon.
Paul Rudd. I was going to ask him, the literally has become like a thing for him. It's what his podcast is named. I was going to ask him if like, not in a dark way, but, is there almost like regrets there? Like it's become a thing. But then he dropped. Yeah. He had a genuine one where he's like, literally.
I think he's talked about it. They wrote that into Parks and Rec based on him. Yeah. Like his speech pattern, which is funny.
Literally.
And shout out Lucas Giolito. See you guys later. Go Yanks. Tell him, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Mm-hmm.